Right now, you've probably seen that actor Gwyneth Paltrow is in the midst of a public civil trial regarding a ski crash in 2016 and is countersuing the guy for $1. Here are the top 10 shocking Gwyneth Paltrow moments exposed during the trial. Starting off with number 10, awkward. Legal stuff aside, this trial has already had a bunch of awkward, messy moments. And here are some of the best moments to enjoy even if you have literally zero knowledge of the trial. For starters, Gwyneth's lawyer had a hard time explaining the accident itself. He also had a hard time reading the incident report, which was presented as evidence. The lawyer tried to explain it as a freak coincidence, but the jury did not seem too convinced. The plaintiff's attorney also made some questionable and awkward moves during cross-examination, such as trying to ask Gwyneth if her husband was at fault for the accident, and then having to backtrack because she hadn't asked permission to do so. Gwyneth herself had an uncomfortable moment when she testified that she was in shock after the accident and kept repeating, "I don't remember," whenever questions were asked about what happened. Her lawyer swiftly came in to object every time. Finally, one of the jurors almost caused a mistrial by asking Gwyneth if she loved skiing, which the judge quickly and rightfully shut down. For those of us who can't always keep up with legal proceedings, these moments have made this trial a lot more interesting and provided us with some much needed comic relief. It's almost like we're all watching an episode of our favorite sitcom. Who said courtroom drama had to be boring? On to number 9, the lawsuit. In January 2019, Paltrow was the target of a lawsuit from Sanderson. Sanderson is suing Paltrow for at least $3.1 million, claiming that Paltrow hit him, injuring his brain severely and breaking his ribs. Additionally, he asserts that Paltrow skied away silently before blaming Sanderson for the crash. "I've skied for more than 30 years. I've never wrecked anyone and harmed them. I've never been injured or knocked down." According to KSL News, he stated at the time, "I think this is kind of a unique situation, especially when it was unkind to leave me there." On to number 8, negligence. According to KSL News, a Utah judge rules that the accident wasn't a hit and run, but that there is still a claim against Paltrow for simple negligence for her actions prior to the collision. According to KSL News, a court order stated that Sanderson had made multiple international trips since the collision and that he frequently traveled domestically. However, Sanderson claimed that he had suffered from feelings of being unable to cope with life as a result of the alleged injuries he sustained in the collision with Paltrow. No one knew about Miss Paltrow's actions after the collision claims to have observed Paltrow acting recklessly. The order stated that even when interpreted in the most favorable light for Sanderson, the undisputed facts failed to support his claim that Paltrow's post-collision actions were likely to result in substantial harm, that they were highly unreasonable or an extreme departure from ordinary care, or that they came with an apparent and high degree of danger, according to the order. Sanderson is currently seeking over $300,000 for Paltrow through the lawsuit, claiming that she caused harm through her carelessness. And number 7, trial of the year already. According to NPR, Sanderson's attorney, Lawrence Bueller, stated in his opening arguments, "Skiers who are distracted cause accidents. While skiing down the mountain, defendant Gwyneth Paltrow knew that looking up and to the side was dangerous." In the meantime, Paltrow's lawyer, Stephen Owens, said that Sanderson's case that she ran away from the area after the occurrence was created. March 24, Gwyneth Paltrow testifies in court. Paltrow denied being at fault and said that she thought the collision was a SA when it first happened. According to TMZ, Paltrow stated, "So that was a quick thought that went through my head when I was trying to reconcile what was happening. My legs were forced apart as 2 skis passed between them, and then a body pressed against me." She went on to say, "My brain was trying to make sense of what was going on. I wondered, is this a prank? Is there something wrong with someone? My thoughts were racing very quickly and I was trying to figure out what had happened." Number 6, foul language. While on the stand, Paltrow also apologized for the foul language she used at the time of the crash. When Paltrow and Sanderson collided, she screamed the F word. "I'm sorry for my bad language," she said. Per a People report, Paltrow's attorney Stephen Owens said that the sentimental trip was intended as a test to see if Paltrow and Fulchick's families would work as a blended one. And this was really their first trip to sort of have a mix, see if this might work, Owens said. So it was a special time and it was a lovely day. Number 5, I'm famous. The The next meme-worthy moment occurs when Paltrow's attorney brings up an email that Sanderson sent to his children shortly after the crash. In it, he wrote, "I'm famous," presumably in the hope that the story would make the tabloids. Paltrow's claim that Sanderson wouldn't be suing her if she weren't famous and wealthy seems to be strengthened by this. Sanderson testified in court, "All I was trying to do was desperately communicate with my kids before they heard from someone else. I didn't choose my words well, and it wasn't how I felt at all. I really tried to lighten up a serious situation, but it didn't work." It definitely didn't, Sanderson. In the meantime, other famous people and regular people walking by continue to make the situation funny. Busy Phillips used the phrase, "I lost half a day of skiing" in an Instagram caption, which went viral. While American Crime Story is being planned by Ryan Murphy, John Leguizamo made the joke to make a real point about Latinx representation in Hollywood, but we assume that he has already applied to play Goop in Ski Accident. Additionally, White Lotus star Lucas Gage is interested in playing Sanderson's lawyer. Number 4, Gwyneth's kids testifying. Although no one from her family witnessed the collision, all 3 were present on the ski trip in 2016. But due to scheduling conflicts, Gwyneth's children, Apple and Moses, had their depositions read aloud to the jury instead of being expected to testify in person on March 27th. According to People, Moses, then 9 years old, claimed that he did not see the actual collision. "I heard my mom yelling at the guy," Moses said, who was nearby on the slope. "She was essentially asking, 'What the F word? I just came across you.'" Apple, who was 11 at the time, also said that she did not see the collision. "I did hear some commotion, but I was further down, so I decided to continue to go down to the lodge." She also said her mom described the collision at lunch during that day. "I had asked what happened, and she said this a-hole ran into me. He ran right into my back." I remember that's what she said. Apple said her mother was shocked, so shocked, in fact, that she did not return to the slopes the rest of the day, which is apparently shocking. She decided after that she was not going to ski for the rest of the day, which she never does. She always stays on, Apple said, but she decided to get off because she was in shock and she was in a bit of pain. "I never see her really shaken up like that. She was clearly very upset and she had some sort of pain." Number 3, the height heels moment, one of my favorites. A moment in the trial went viral online for being too cringe. An exchange between Gwyneth and the plaintiff's lawyer where she asks Gwyneth how tall she is, to which she responds as being under 5'10". Sounds pretty normal so far, right? The lawyer then continues by saying she's jealous of her height and has to wear 4-inch heels to get up to 5'5". What was the point of that conversation? I guess we'll never know. The lawyer continues to be interested in Gwyneth's measurements when she randomly calls her not that small. "You are small but mighty. Actually, you're not that small," was the full statement. Gwyneth laughs at the comment, but it just feels so random for her to even have to say. What do you think? Is the lawyer using some sort of method or just making cringe statements throughout the trial? On to number 2, Taylor Swift. You might be asking how exactly Taylor's name got mixed into this whole thing, right? There was a moment where the plaintiff's attorney randomly pressed Gwyneth about being friends with Taylor Swift. Well, turns out Taylor infamously wanted to sue someone for $1 whole, so the plaintiff was inquiring about whether Gwyneth knew about the case since she had a similar idea. And when she said she didn't, the lawyer seemed persistent to try to get Gwyneth to reveal the kind of relationship she has with the pop star. Maybe the lawyer was a fan and was trying to score tickets for the Eras tour if she knew Gwyneth was close to Taylor, and obviously if that was the case, her plan failed. And number 1, what Gwyneth was most concerned about. During her time on the stand, Paltrow delivered a number of meme-worthy lines, one of which was about how the crash cost her vacation. In a trial clip, Sanderson's attorney reads a quote to Gwyneth Paltrow about how the collision deterred her from taking a very expensive vacation. When Dr. Sanderson's lawyer said, "Terry has deterred you from enjoying the rest of what was a very expensive vacation," and Gwyneth responded, "Well, I lost a half a day of skiing." Out of the whole trial, caused by a collision at a luxurious ski resort, are we surprised that the rich people are more concerned about not being able to ski all day over an accident that could have cost someone their life? It's not shocking at all, but I'm sure the jury took note of the fact that she cared more about losing ski time for 1 day than potentially losing her or someone else's life due to a collision that we still don't know who caused. But that is all for today. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more news on your favorite celebrities, and I'll catch you next time on The Rich Life.